I'll pop in. And can you type your hand? Hi everyone, welcome. Happy Wellness Wednesday. It's a special noontime edition. I'm Brian the Botanist, and I have a very special group with me today. I have Heaven Holly, Michaela Molnar, and Daniela Garcia here from the Superfoods for Superhumans group. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Are we live? Cool. Let's put the group's Instagram on there if we can. Follow at Superfoods for Superhumans. Superfoods for Superhumans. That's their Instagram where you can learn a lot about their organization. All right, guys. Well, excited to have you here today. I've gotten to know you over the last year as Live Ultimate ambassadors and friends in the community, and I've seen you doing big things. And I'm excited to talk to you today about the project and learn about your health journeys, learn about what you're up to in the community. All phones on silence, please. Funny. But anyways, so first, let's just get started. Tell us a little bit about your health journey, about what got you started and interested in wellness, and let's start with Heaven.
Yeah, well, thank you so much, Brian, for having us all here. I truly appreciate it. So I started my health and wellness journey. It was a family thing, actually, so we all kind of started to get into it about 10 years ago, and we started out just by educating ourselves on, organic foods and non-GMO foods, and so we started to incorporate that. And then we slowly started to go vegan, but how we went vegan is we started by cutting out red meat, and then also like turkey and chicken, and then fish, and then we still ate eggs and cheese for a bit. We were vegetarian, and then we finally cut that out. And so my whole family has actually been vegan and plant-based for about 7 years now.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow, you don't hear that very often.
Yeah.
Whole families. That's very supportive. Wow,
Yeah.
so you grew up in a family that was, in your formative years, very healthy.
Yeah, I'm very blessed and grateful for that, to have that support as well, because, there's not as many options out there, especially, 7 years ago, I feel like there wasn't as many options as there are now, and it's a beautiful journey, and I'm very grateful for it. After I had graduated high school, I went and became yoga certified as well, and so I became a yoga teacher, and so that was another part of my wellness journey, and so
Awesome.
I'm grateful to be here. Michaela actually welcomed me into this beautiful community, as well as Ali, and it's been a beautiful journey.
Awesome. Thanks, Holly. Or Heaven Holly.
I get it all the time.
Okay, Michaela.
Yes, thank you for having. It's funny because my story with my health and wellness actually started when I became really good friends with Heaven.
Oh, wow.
So we've been best friends for a couple years now, and I actually moved in with her and her family.
Wow.
And
Whoa.
like she said, they're all vegan.
Yeah.
So obviously
Wow.
transitioning from a household that a Hispanic household, which is the opposite of vegan, to come into some a space that was very safe. Her father was a huge guide to education in terms of like health and like what we put in our bodies. So we're actually interconnected, and I'm
sisters,
so grateful.
of course.
Yeah.
Awesome. And so you got started as well in the last couple of years. You all are very young, I know, too. Like in
so
your
I've been
20s,
vegan for, I transitioned slowly. I first started to be more aware, and I started watching a lot of documentaries, educating myself a lot on what I was truly intaking.
It's really come out in the last 10 years, all these documentaries.
Oh, yeah.
5 years especially.
And I couldn't turn a blind eye anymore. And then becoming really good friends with her and transitioning into, eating less dairy, I actually developed like a really bad like lactose intolerance.
Okay.
Yeah, so I can't eat like dairy at all anymore. So now I've been vegan for about 5 years.
Wow, that's huge. Oh my God. That's like a certain level, right? Like, I've been
after
off
the 3
and on,
years.
like, once you get to a year, you're 5-year club now. Okay, awesome. Cool. So I'm going to get into the vegan and plant-based lifestyle in a little bit to learn some tips from the limiting beliefs to your daily morning routines. But let's keep moving to talk now with Danny.
Yeah.
Daniela, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So what was the question again?
How you got started on your health journey? What's your health journey been like in your life? Did you have a major health crisis that made you get excited about your health or interested in your health?
Thankfully I give a lot of things. I've been healthy my whole life, never anything like that. But I think like for me, it started off when I was maybe like 14, and I would hear about juicing, and I was like, no, no, I don't like a lot of veggies or eating them, so I'm like, let me start juicing, and I was the only one doing that in my family. And then slowly it transitioned into like being more aware of like what I'm putting on my body, the skincare products. So I would say from a really young age.
Your teens.
Yeah, my teens, yeah.
Mhm.
And it was cool, just, asking these questions. My family were just like, what are you doing? But okay, I support you.
Mhm.
And, just drinking a fresh glass of cold pressed juice in the morning, there's nothing like that. I mean, other than the super greens, you know what I mean?
Having
and
your own garden, those are the big, yeah.
You know what I mean? That plus the juice is like incredible.
Wow.
And so you just really feel it in your body when you start taking these steps to just living healthier and more aware. And for me, that was also a huge catalyst into like my spiritual journey and all of that. So it all comes hand in hand for me personally. Yeah.
Amazing. Wow. Okay. Well, I'm surrounded by 3 amazing vegan women today. So we're talking about Live Ultimate, about Superfoods for Superhumans. That's what their new group is called. But first, I want to just ask a couple more questions about. So we talked about your favorite childhood experiences a little bit. It sounds like a lot of family, supportive, and then also just curiosity, and not wanting to turn a blind eye to what is a good thing for the planet and your body. So other questions I have are, let's see. Well, let's move right into then. That you started a organization to help people that are underprivileged and struggling to find nutrition. Tell me a little bit about how it got started. Evan, do you want to start first?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so our mission is to sustain superhumans with superfoods that are living in food deserts or low-income communities.
So what's a food desert, technically?
Yes, so a food desert technically is an area where they don't have access to fresh vegetables or fruits or grocery stores, either because they don't sell them or because of a lack of transportation to ones. So food deserts would technically, in the terms of definition, would be not having access to a grocery store that sells fresh fruits or veggies within a 10-mile radius.
Wow, okay, 10 miles, no major grocery store that has produce. So oftentimes, where do you find food deserts?
Yeah, so definitely in low-income communities typically. There's a few. We have one here in our own backyard in Overtown.
Okay.
So part of our mission here is to sustain these superhumans with these superfoods such as the Live Ultimate Elixir, and we're actually going to be working alongside with the network of Miami's very own urban garden, which is Green Haven Project.
Okay.
And
Green Haven, I've heard a lot about them in Overtown.
Yeah.
I think I volunteered with them one time a couple of years ago.
Yeah, they're absolutely amazing. I just appreciate who they are, the work that they do. They've created this beautiful urban garden in Overtown, also to sustain the community over there with fresh fruits and vegetables. And so every Tuesday they have...
Overtown's near downtown Miami. It's for those that don't know Miami. It's a challenged community in Miami, the downtown area that's been forgotten about a little bit, but was one of the original founding communities of Miami.
Yeah,
my
it's
understanding. Historical. It's got a historical designation. It's probably 5 miles from here, 4 miles.
Yeah, very
4 miles, and
it's close.
it's right by Wynwood. It's right by downtown Brickell. But it hasn't gotten enough support. So this is where you guys want to work with superfoods and nutrition, because. And it's perfect because we're in Miami Beach, so right here we can help.
Yeah, starting in our own neighborhood.
So tell us Michaela, what is this? This is a nonprofit. How do people learn more, and how do they support?
Yeah, so we're on our way to creating this organization. We've started with creating a
donor box, so it's like a reoccurring monthly donation. You can donate just one time if you like, or if you like to donate monthly, which truly makes a difference for the consistency of their health as well, being able to provide them the superfoods.
Okay, so you can donate on your website, and what does the donation go to?
So the donations are going to go to, our initial goal is to feed 100 families, or to provide 100 families with the Ultimate Elixir here, which has 25 superfoods in it.
Wow, so get 100 bottles out to 100 families.
So monthly our goal is going to be raising enough money to provide 100 bottles.
Okay.
And they do the food drives every Tuesday.
Okay.
So we'll be providing every Tuesday, hopefully.
Okay. So you go to like a food kitchen or a gathering?
At the Green Haven Project.
The Green Haven Project, they distribute it?
Yeah,
to
every
community?
Tuesday.
The families come and pick up their food from the farm?
Yeah.
Wow. because I've seen it. They grow a lot of vegetables out there.
Yes,
I got
they
to
do.
tear out some of the weeds one day on a work group. But
Yeah.
that's amazing. So I
We
haven't seen it in
wanted
about
to-
a year or two. Now they're growing a lot of produce there. I know
Mhm.
they were getting it started, and now it's up and running full speed. It sounds like. So now
Yeah,
you're
we
gonna
wanted
integrate.
we wanted to join forces with them
Mhm.
because we wanted to create something so incredible, but to do it on our own
Yeah.
versus to already
Or work
contribute
with
to
something
someone.
big, like a big, shelter type place, or
Yeah.
what, United Way.
and to
you know.
support them as well, and
Yeah,
to just
they're
join
a
forces.
grassroots movement, but they're well established. I think they've been around 5+ years, and they were recommended to by one of my friends who's working with them. So, anyways,
so
that's
we're so
amazing that
excited, yeah.
Greenhaven is your partner, and they're so local, and that you're going to get 100 bottles out. I know you're going to do it. And
Yes.
Ultimate's going to support you, and we have a lot of people out there that want to support. So, Danny, tell me a little bit about what you guys have done so far. Like, I noticed you guys did a cleanup the other day at Olita Park, was it?
Yeah,
What else have you
so-
done as a group to organize this?
So we're really establishing the roots and the foundation of this so that we are standing firm and strong, and this vision can really come into fruition. So we're starting initiatives like that, cleaning the environment, specifically the beach. So we had beautiful friends come together at Oleta Park last week Thursday, and we kayaked to a local
wow.
island.
Okay.
So it was cool. Like, we got to be outside in nature
Mhm.
and explore, do something adventurous, and we cleaned up the island. And there's actually a really beautiful story
Mhm.
that Michaela shared with me that inspired me and allowed this vision to come into
I want to hear it. Michaela, do you want to
Okay.
tell the story?
Yes, I will. So, me and Heaven were actually kayaking just for fun one day. We went out to Oleta, and we were noticing all of the fish that were upside down. And I think we had
The
come
fish
across,
kills that have been happening.
yeah, and we had come across, I think, like 4 fish about. And, to hear about it, to read about it is very different than to physically see the fish.
Were these big fish or little fish?
They're little fish.
Doesn't matter the size, of course, but I'm just curious.
They were little.
Yeah.
They were like little fish,
Okay. And they were upside down, so
They were dead, yes.
Okay. All right.
and it really
And they weren't from normal cause either. This wasn't
No,
you
it was
you
a-
see dead fish once in a while, but you're seeing more than I saw in the newspaper and Instagram.
because of
thousands,
the
by Morningside Park.
fertilization.
Yeah, they're going with boats and aerating the water with oxygen and stuff.
Exactly. That was the reason.
Low oxygen levels.
It was because the fertilization runoff into the water was killing the seagrass, and the seagrass is what provides fish oxygen.
Wow.
So that definitely was a spark in
Seeing it
environmentalism.
firsthand, yeah, and a kayaking trip.
Yeah. So we went to an island, and
Okay.
we sat there. We were walking through it actually, and we were just sitting there in meditation. Me and Heaven were like, let's meditate. So we were just sitting there, and then I couldn't quite get into meditation. It was very hard for me. And then I kept feeling like I wanted to open my eyes, and I couldn't really sit still. And then this
Kept thinking
beautiful,
about, yeah.
I don't even know. It was.
You couldn't get into meditation.
I just really didn't know what was going on. I just couldn't close my eyes. I couldn't meditate. And this beautiful iguana, huge iguana, just came right up to me.
Wow.
And I was like, all right, well, I guess I won't close my eyes and meditate. And then I just was feeling his spirit, and he was just very upset, and I just felt like I was being disrespectful, and I know that that's very funny, but I just was like, why am I feeling like this? He was really you're so rude, and I was like, excuse me, what am I doing? I'm just sitting here. And then as soon as I started to feel his energy, I started to notice that there was a lot of trash everywhere, and I almost couldn't even see animal life. There was little crabs that I did notice, and they were walking over a wrapper of Doritos, and I was like, oh no, this. It was just I couldn't stop thinking of all of the trash that was everywhere, and it was kind of Source. And then he was kind of you can make a difference.
Okay.
And I kind of just sat there with myself, and I was like, well, how can I make a difference? I could pick up all this trash right now. So that's when we kind of, I shared this idea with both of them. And then Heaven also shared, we could raise money for something much bigger than ourselves as well.
Mm-hmm.
Also incorporating environmentalism and bringing our communities together
Yep.
to bring more awareness of the fact that
Get the communities involved in cleanup too. That you're
because
feeding.
there's trash
Clean up the trash
everywhere.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
do it as runners. We call it plogging. We go and pick up trash. You know.
I love that.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's called plogging. Ploggin.
That's nice.
It's a movement out of Europe, I guess, and it's
Wow.
been big in the U.S. in the last 2
Wow.
years. Brickell, we've done it.
Amazing.
Venetian Causeway, but
Yeah.
runners are picking up their trash. Everyone should get out in the community, find
Yeah.
an area that's near their home or an area they want to help. Like
Yeah.
you go out kayaking, so you
Well, we
pick up
could
an
do that
island.
too.
Yeah.
We could.
Yeah.
We want to have different events that cater to everyone who wants to get involved and make a difference.
Okay.
So it's not just going to be limited to kayaking or beach cleanups, but more so to come together as a community and to raise awareness on the fact that our environment needs us to really step up. And we're going to be raising money to provide these superfoods for low-income families as a result of getting together and, stepping up for
Awesome.
our community.
That's cool. I love it that
Yeah.
you're doing multiple things in the community, but the main focus is nutrition, but also environmental friendliness, which is near and dear to my heart, and stewardship, and just caring for your backyard,
Yeah.
and also empowering people. So it's not just a little clique or a little group doing it. Let's get everyone together doing it. Like I know I've joined
Yeah.
forces with Lifestyle Miami before, and we did pickups at Morningside Park with 500 people, and it went so quick. Maybe it was 200. I would be exaggerating, but it was 100 people. It was at least 100 people.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and this was
Yeah.
pre-quarantine. This was like last year, a year and a half ago, and we cleaned Morningside Park, and like they were pulling tires out of the lake, out of Biscayne Bay. They're pulling bottles of alcohol, everything you can think of.
Oh yeah, I mean, while we were
Clothing,
kayaking, there was
tons
trash
of
in the
stuff.
water that
Yeah.
I was picking up.
A lot of kayakers
So-
and stand-up paddleboarders are getting involved too. I know a lot of people. I see them on a daily basis on Instagram pulling trash out of Biscayne Bay. So yeah, let's do a better job, Miami.
We
it's
are. I
and
really feel like
we
we're
need to do
coming
a better
together.
job, and let's also, protect our community from tourism that can also be a little bit, disruptive too sometimes, because not everyone's mindful. It's not their backyard. And let's change that perception, because it is their backyard. And the coral reefs and everything, and the fish. This is all important to Miami. This is part of our beauty and our nature, and we should be respecting. I think I've seen it on Instagram where it's like the earth doesn't need us to heal. It needs us to heal, not us to heal it.
Yeah.
We're not here to heal the earth. We're here to heal ourselves. The earth's gonna be fine,
Yeah.
but we do also need to pick up the earth.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That we need to get out there, because otherwise people are just gonna think it's okay. And in some countries, I've seen a better job than others, but I won't say any of the bad lists right now. But for instance, in Kenya, they do an incredible job. My friend told me who goes there of picking up trash everywhere. There's zero trash anywhere. People who walk, they walk 10 kilometers a day and run. They're runners. There's zero trash anywhere. My friend who goes there all the time told me. And then he told me some places in Central America where the trash is really bad still. So it's like, all right, we got some work to do still. But anyways, I love the trash pickup and the environment. Let's move on to the next topic. So let's talk about Live Ultimate a little bit. How did you guys get involved with the company? Was Michaela that first got involved? Okay.
So, shout out to Aaron. If you're watching.
Aaron, you.
Aaron, you, Mr. Universe. Yeah, so he's a great friend of mine. I've known him for a couple years now, and I remember the day that he found this. He met you.
Yeah,
and
Electric Pickle.
And he was so excited about these mushrooms. Like, I can't even tell you how many times he was like, oh my goodness, like, these
nothing like
mushrooms,
it, yeah.
you gotta try these mushrooms. And I was like, all right. So it was, thanks to him that I ended up coming across these incredible products. And
you lived in Miami Beach at the time.
I did. I lived
So we're
right down the
You
street.
lived like blocks from us, I heard.
Yeah,
That's
I
so
walked
cool.
right over. He's
Yeah.
like, come to the
Oh, cool.
office.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enrolled. I love the product so much. I was working another job, so I wasn't super into the business aspect, but I love the products. My biggest one was the elixir.
Okay.
I mean,
How did it help you? I know it's a morning time
Yeah.
detoxifier, but what did you notice in your health?
So, it's a very misconception that vegans are quote unquote super healthy.
Okay.
Because even though I'm vegan, I still love, plant-based chicken nuggets and like French fries and like burgers and stuff. So my diet was very acidic.
Mm-hmm.
So what this helped me with mostly was really coming off of that like heavy breakfast and transitioning more into a lighter morning.
Mm-hmm.
So I started incorporating the elixir in my morning routines.
Okay.
So I would take it in the mornings. I would realize that it would break down all of my food from yesterday, processing my digestive system.
Acidity in your body
was
just felt gross from
yeah.
foods that are processed.
It was like a huge shift in feeling so much better in the mornings.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the elixir's been your go-to, and then how did you meet? You knew Heaven as your roommate and friend, best friend, and Danny. How did they both become involved? Did they just fall in love with what you were doing, or did they also try the products? Like, Heaven, how did
if you want to share your personal experience.
Yeah, so I've always been extremely healthy, or so-called healthy, you know, and always taking care of my health and all of that. And I've never had any health issues or anything like that, but this past December, I was in a high stressful situation, and not epileptic or anything, but I went into a seizure.
Oh, wow.
And I mean, it was just a one-time
First time
thing.
in your life?
Yeah, it was a first time thing, and it wasn't because I was epileptic or anything like that, but it was due to stress. And that moment, it taught me, you know, we can say that we're super healthy, but the truth is that preventive health care is so important. And always, you know, taking care of our health.
Lifestyle too.
Lifestyle-wise,
right?
everything, you know. And so after that, I felt like my cognitive function wasn't as, like, on point as it was before.
Mm-hmm.
And Ali and Michaela got on a phone call with me, and they were like, hey, like, you got to try this out. I think there was, like, a special going on where you had to, like, just pay for shipping or something, something like that.
$9.95.
Yeah.
Famous about a year ago.
Yeah, and so, so
Cool.
I had
So you tried the product first.
I tried the
through
product
the recommendation
first.
of your best friends.
Oh my gosh, yeah, and I'm so grateful for them. Like, shout out Ali, shout out Michaela, like, thank you so
Shout out to
much.
them,
Yes, but yeah, so I had tried the elixir first, and as soon as I had my first sip of elixir, I felt neurons going off in my brain. I felt the neural regenesis. Probably because of the mushrooms in there, I would assume, because I was
You
only
had never taken mushrooms before?
I hadn't taken like medicinal shrooms at all.
Okay.
Like,
Those are powerful adaptogens.
Yeah, I haven't tried any of those, like, where I was taking it daily in my life.
Okay, and these are big amounts too. Like,
right. Yeah. And
fruiting bodies.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
And
So you just felt your brain energized, and that's where you needed support.
Right. Yeah. And I had experienced that, and that was my number one thing, is that I experienced neural regenesis and improved cognitive function.
Okay.
And from that, I mean, I've been so much more productive than I have been in the past 2 years, and I truly give my thanks back to the elixir and the shrooms.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Cool. And Danny, how did you learn about Live Ultimate?
Yeah, so I learned about Live Ultimate from my roommates, and you know, they had been telling us about it, and I would, like, observe them taking the mushrooms and the elixir every morning, and they were like, we feel so good, and I was like, okay, just kind of like looking, you know. But what happened was, during quarantine, I essentially lost my job. I was getting paid monthly, and then because we weren't getting into business, I was, you know, so I was like, oh my gosh, and it felt like the floor beneath me was just completely crumbled, and I'm like, what am I gonna do, you know what I mean? And they were just like, join the team, try it out, like, these are amazing products. So I did my research in terms of, like, really looking at the quality of it, what makes them so special and unique from anything else. And I really resonated with not only what's in them, but just the fruity bodies of the mushrooms and the high quality potency of, I mean, it's just pure 100% raw
So
fruits.
clean. Yeah,
It's
third
clean,
party
and
tested.
you feel it. So, you know, they gave me the opportunity to try it for a week. Like, you can try it from our, like, what we have, and let us know how you feel. And so I did. And literally within the second day, I was like, my energy levels in the morning just improved dramatically. My digestion, which is something I've become a little more sensitive in the last 2 years, improved, and I was better it was easier for me to digest foods throughout the day. And I mean, in a week's time, I was like sold. I'm like, this is it. This is where it's at. And this is what I've been waiting for. And so at that moment, I was like, I have nothing to lose, right? So let me just join the business. Let me go all in. And so I did, and it's been an incredible opportunity. And honestly, it's been nothing but just amazing positivity. I've gotten to meet really beautiful sisters, and you, and just everybody's so incredible. So a whole community just embraced me from that that one moment of like, what am I
Wow.
going to do with my
You just
life?
instantly were part of a big community then. The second you joined.
Yeah.
Or like a tribe.
A whole
It's a
tribe.
tribe, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
It's
And your
awesome.
boyfriend's involved. He's
Yeah.
also part of the movement, we call it.
So he
the
was
mindful
like
movement. the
checking
family.
me out, like
Yeah.
seeing what I'm up to, like okay. And then I went ahead, I joined, I got my products. I'm like, here, just try it out. The same thing. Like a week's time, he was like, all right, this is it. And he's been raw for like 5 years. I mean, he's been in this whole process for like 15 years. And he's like, this is genius. I have all these different superfoods
yeah.
in my, like, all these different bags of like different
Sure.
superfoods in my pantry.
So many
but
supplements.
now
And they're all in
to,
pills, by the way, most of them, right? They're not powders.
You would put them like in smoothies.
Sometimes
you know
they're
what I
powders
mean?
to get a bulk, but a lot
Right.
of people,
So
use the
the
tablets and the capsules.
Instead of like having to take out like
Yeah.
10 different superfoods every day
Sure.
to make your smoothie,
It's
it's like,
exhausting.
here, you have 25.
one jar, scoop it.
Done.
Yeah.
And then the mushrooms, I mean, that's just like.
Do you drink coffee, or how do you use your mushrooms?
I've never really
How do you
been
ingest
a coffee person because I'm super sensitive to coffee.
Mhm.
Honestly, I take them both at the same time with water in the
Okay,
mornings,
wow.
and it's just like a good like.
So you get a huge dose of
Yeah.
superfoods.
First,
Yeah.
I wake up, drink water, and then prepare my superfoods with the mushrooms, and it's amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now, next thing I want to talk about is that you guys are all Wall of Famers.
Yes.
And the Wall of Fame movement has been growing fast in the Ultimate. So to explain to people at home, it's called the Fast Start Wall of Fame, and it's for fast start bonuses you get in the first 3 months of being with the company. And they're not that hard to get in that, if you buy the Ultimate Starter Kit, which is getting all the products, you just get a customer or two, you get a bonus. And then your upline gets bonus, at the end of the Fast Start. And if you make $550 in Fast Start bonuses or more in 3 months, and you can get 600, then you make our Wall of Fame, and you can even qualify for up to 1,000, which gives you a little extra ability to get in that Wall of Fame versus if you're a wellness manager in the first month or not, you can make up to $200 a month in bonuses. And then you guys maxed out the bonuses, and you got off to a fast start, which is incredible. And we have about 60 people right now out of over 1,000 that have done that, but it's becoming a new trend that everyone's learning how to do that. And I know you kind of are teaching each other, which is awesome. That's what network marketing is beautiful about, is the power of the power of multiplication versus addition, and that you're building teams, and that there's no pressure. It's all about sharing authentically and not about ever, trying to just get a sale. It's not about that. It's about changing lives, right? It's about
Exactly.
connecting, and it's about relationships, and it's about self-growth. A lot of self-growth training in Live Ultimate's. It's like a university, I like to say, because with Telegram, WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, we have all these methods. But Telegram, we got a huge group, and people are day long sharing stuff in there. New people come in, they're instantly welcomed and given a lot of support. And so I just want to ask you guys about, the Fast Start Wall of Fame, which you're on. The three of you made it all at once, and it was incredible. That happened about a month ago, I want to say. And then just tell me a little bit about the experience at Live Ultimate. I know you touched upon it being community, but if each one of you could tell me a little bit about what it's like being an ambassador for a company, because I'm not an ambassador, but I am part of the management team, so I experience it through you guys. But I always like to hear about, and you don't have to compliment us too much, but you can
honestly,
but tell us a little bit about,
have you guys.
what is it like? Is it it's a family? Is it like something out of it's a movement, right? But is it it's not okay, let's just hear from you.
I mean,
we know what it's not.
For
It's
what
not
it's worth.
a cult. It's not a bad, it's all beautiful. There's no pressure. There's all love. It's all love. Yeah.
Well, for what it's worth, the three of us and Andrew, if you're out there watching, we all went to lunch yesterday, and we were honoring you so much
no, you
for
don't need to do
everything that you do. No,
thank
we
you.
are so grateful
Thank
for
you. That's so nice.
the team here. You, Mark, and Rod. Now Lauren. You guys are so
Linda.
incredible, and Linda.
A couple other
yes.
people behind the scenes.
There's
you
a
might
lot
not
of
know.
other
Yeah.
people, but if I didn't mention
No,
you.
just a couple people like our CFO and our other people that are involved, and some people
You
that
all
help make the
do
bills
such
get
an
paid.
incredible
Yeah.
job.
And they're all part of the family.
Exactly.
It's the management's a family, but the family is the larger family. It's everyone. It's a movement. I like to call it.
Exactly, and to be
Grassroots
part of
movement, yeah.
to be part of something like this, I feel like that's what really sets us apart.
Mhm.
Because, like you said, we are really giving people an opportunity to prevent any health issues
Sure.
and to improve their lifestyles, improve their day-to-days. So truly coming into this, it's so much bigger than a business where you just come in, you clock in, and you leave. Yeah. No, it's really coming in and opening up your heart to family, to community, to people who want the same thing as you and who want to see you thrive. And I feel like that's one of the biggest blessings.
When you thrive, they thrive. Plus, we all are so healthy that we just want everyone to be as healthy and happy as we are. It's contagious. So tell me, I wanted to ask you a question about, I wanted to know all of your favorite products. So, like your favorite nutritional and your favorite skincare. So let's start with Heaven. Your favorite, one of each
That's a
category.
hard question.
That is tough. If I had to just, my favorite one.
If you're on an island and you can only take one,
yeah,
because you're on a month, you're there for a month, but you're gonna get to come back to society eventually. But that month,
for just a month?
Yeah. Then definitely.
Yeah, it would definitely be the elixir.
A lot of people are saying the elixir. Is that your call too? Danny?
I don't know.
If I was on an island for a month,
you need nutrition on an island. Though.
Yeah.
That would be what would really.
And it has the 4 mushrooms in there as well, so you get some of that as well. So that's.
I think we'd actually thrive off of that.
Yeah, we would.
And then get some coconuts. And
coconut water and the elixir. I actually do that, and it's delicious. It's one of my favorite combinations.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So you get some electrolytes. How about you, Danny? Do you think the elixir, and also your skincare product?
So definitely.
That you fall in love with. You can't live without.
Just one product.
Yeah. I'll tell you mine too. I'll tell you mine at the end. I'll tell you mine.
Along the lines of what we're thinking, definitely the elixir, because it has all the 25 superfoods and the mushrooms as it is. And then as far as the skincare, definitely the Camwood complex for sure.
Daytime moisturizer.
Yes. You get
Cool.
the sun protection.
Can you bring one of those in for us? A combo complex?
And so you
got
get
some sun protection. You're gonna be on an
and
island. Yeah, you need
hydration.
hydration.
That's amazing.
Well,
And
it's BWG verified, which means
Exactly.
non-toxic, and it's reviewed by the toughest skincare advocate in the world that's banned thousands of ingredients that the government has.
You can really feel like part of nature.
Yeah. Here we go with our skin
One-
nutrition. We call it skin nutrition, and we have Kamu Advance, which is our serum, and then Danny was saying that the Kamu Complex, the daytime moisturizer, is her favorite, so I'll slide that down to her. Michaela, how about you? Your favorite skincare product that you follow?
My favorite skincare product is definitely the face wash. I have not found a face wash that has benefited me so much like this one.
This one's kind of low because it's been so popular. We actually
Because
sold out
it's
for a week
literally
or two.
so popular. It's
literally-
my favorite.
It smells amazing.
Oh my god, it's my favorite.
So that's a good exfoliator and brightener, and it helps with all skin types to remove dirt and oil and anything trapped in the pores. It decongests your pores. It exfoliates dead skin and oil and dirt. It helps to brighten and polish.
It really
Feeds
does.
you with like green tea and coffee seed and noni, goji, pomegranate. I mean, superfruits
I
galore.
love it.
There's like 20 superfruits in there.
I know, this is my favorite.
Cool.
For
How about
sure.
you, Heaven? What's your favorite?
My favorite is actually right here.
Oh, yay.
Serum.
That worked out good.
Yes, so the face serum is my absolute favorite. I've always loved serums, particularly because I feel like they're so helpful and rejuvenating into your skin. And and my issue though in the past is that with serums they tend to be very oily, and this one it's
Water
right.
based, but it does have some oils in it, which is interesting. But it's water based.
Yeah,
the first ingredient is water.
It doesn't sit on my face for that long. My skin just absorbs it, and I love to use like a stone as well to like improve my blood circulation on my face.
I've
as
seen
well.
people doing that, like Coach Jeremy with the gratitude stone. Yep.
Yeah, and I love to do that with this serum. It just is
Awesome.
amazing. Yeah.
That one's very brightening and super healing. I mean, it's got things in there that relieve irritations from either shaving or sunburn, windburn, other types of things like rosacea and eczema that are basically inflammation of the skin. It's calming, and then it's nutrient rich, high performance. It's got some great ingredients in there that are pretty rare in the skincare industry. So, all right, we talked skincare, we talked nutrition, we talked the charity, which is Superfoods for Superhumans.
Yes.
And that's on Instagram at Superfoods for Superhumans.
Yep.
Where else can we find you guys? You have a website you're building, I heard?
Yeah. So we have a donor box where it's a website where you'll be able to access that, and
What's the address?
it's donorbox.com and then /superfoods for superhumans
Okay,
as well.
donor box.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
But right now our Instagram, and then we're growing from there. Which is
Okay.
exciting.
Yeah,
So you get to witness like us really coming into this.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, you're gonna have a behind the scenes, and that's important to get to know the people behind the movement. And you're donating 100% of your donations go to the
Yes.
electrolyte. 100%.
Yeah.
Nothing's going towards administrative or
Yeah.
taxes or anything else. And okay, awesome.
Full transparency.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Full
no.
transparency.
Yes.
And Live Ultimate is also honored to support that with giving you a percentage each month to help you get to your goal. So I know we'll be working with you on that to get you the bottles. We at least got X amount promised. We'll see where we're at after our first month. Are you going to do it on a monthly basis or a quarterly basis?
We're starting out with monthly, and then we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, our goal is definitely to do quarterly.
Okay. Get a big donation out there.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to get started right away. It's live right now. People can go and donate live
Yeah, officially.
on your Instagram or
Our
on your
donor
donor
boxes.
box.
Yeah.
You can find that through your Instagram page. You
Yes.
have a link on there. Okay, great.
Uh-huh.
Let's see, what else should we talk about today? We have a little bit extra time. Do you guys have any shout outs you want to give? Do you have any questions you have for me or the team?
I would love for you to share a little bit about the CBD, just because
Okay.
I've been using it more consistently as of the last month, and
Sure.
it has just, I feel amazing. I really do feel the difference in
How
my
do you
body.
use it? When do you take it and
So
how do you take it?
I take it after I eat my biggest meal of the day,
Perfect.
because I
Yeah.
learned from
It's
you.
fat soluble, and the studies have
Exactly.
shown 4 to 14 times, at least 4 times better absorption with food in your stomach.
Yeah, and I really do feel it, like my muscles relax. I've been going through a little bit of like back pain, but I'm working with Pilates, like a therapeutic approach, and it's been incredible. But the CBD has been such a supplemental aspect of that. It's been very amazing. I feel so good.
Now, do you hold it in your mouth for 30 to 60 seconds?
Yes.
That's also important.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. I just take it.
Oh.
And it helps.
Yeah, those are the 2 big tips, or there's 3 big tips that I've read about a lot online. 1, take it with food. It's a fat-soluble compound, CBD, versus water-soluble compounds like the elixir and shrooms. And then also there's MCT coconut oil blended with it. So if you don't take it with food, you at least will get some absorption. Pure CBD isolates do not absorb as well as blends that have fat-soluble compounds like organic MCT, medium chain triglyceride. Now these are fats your body burns right away in your liver versus holding on to them like longer chain fats. So it gets metabolized right away with your meal rather than stored as fat, and it gets burned by your liver. And when the liver burns the MCT coconut oil, it burns the CBD as well into your system. That it kind of burns and gets absorbed is my understanding through the gut. Of course, but it starts in your mouth, and that's the second tip. So first tip is take it with food. After food, it doesn't have to be right away, but it could be right away. Could be even during the meal, but I like right at the end of the meal because I like it because it is a nice breath freshener too. It's got peppermint in it.
Yeah.
It's
And
the best tasting CBD
yeah.
I've ever had.
really,
It
truly is. I've
It
tried
really
10
is.
plus CBDs on the market,
Same.
and some were like, oh, I can't stand it. And I like the natural taste, but some they put like sweeteners in there and artificial flavors, and or just they tried to make it taste like something and it didn't work. And peppermint's very pure and easy. We have 3 ingredients, and
It like awakens
yeah.
the senses, it feels
It
like
does,
too.
yeah.
So
So yeah, you take it with food. The second thing is you hold it in your mouth for 30 to 60 seconds. Studies have shown 1 to 2 time absorption rate improvement. That's because there's it's called now I'm gonna get mucosomal absorption and sublingual. That's sublingual underneath your tongue.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of blood vessels, and when you hold it in there, just like that's how you used to put medicine in your mouth. People have forgotten about that. So that's a big wellness tip. When you're taking any type of supplement that is in powder form or oil, tincture, any type of supplement, except for capsules, which you just are swallowing, which by the way is not a very good way to do things. It's not how nature intended. Hold it in your mouth. It's going to get absorbed better. Now, third tip is if you do take any prescription drugs, you would want to take those 2 to 3 hours away from your CBD because there's no known major interactions that are like huge in the news. But of course, there could be a minor interaction with some type of epilepsy. It helps prevent epilepsy, but there's certain epileptic drugs that have to be very carefully monitored. So I've done a lot of research on projectcbd.org and other websites, and generally there's no major interactions at all. In fact, CBD is known to protect the heart and brain and to make the brain function properly. That's why it helps prevent childhood seizures and adult seizures. So CBD is protective of the brain, and it helps your neurons to work correctly, and it helps with pain and inflammation. So recent studies have shown on Forbes.com, University of Arkansas and Texas, they had studies that showed COVID-related lung inflammation severely reduced by CBD. CBD showed better potential than the prescription drug they were using for lung inflammation in COVID patients.
I believe
And this just came out this summer. Go double check me, do your own research. I always say, go to Google and type in CBD, and Forbes.com broke the news in August or so that lung inflammation is improved a lot with CBD, and so is apparently brain and some brain symptoms. But so CBD, yeah, in a nutshell, take it with a meal, and it's good for pain, it's good for anxiety, stress, and also heart and brain protector.
Yeah.
And then it receptors all throughout our bodies. I mean, it basically helps regulate and keep you, in a better health than you were before. All right, anyone else have any questions for me? I feel like we've had a great discussion today, but if you guys want to keep it going, anyone else? We have some spectators here today. We have Rachelle Ginsberg, shout out. We have Paola Herrera, shout out, and Monica Campana, all amazing ambassadors. You guys want to come in here real quick and just say hi to the folks at home? Get a little. Yep, you can stand up. Yep, you can come in. Yeah. So, yeah, hi guys. We're live in Miami Beach. Come visit us sometime. Look at all these women around. I got 6 women in here. We need some more guys who will live Ultimate Movement. But we have an amazing family, and thank you for joining us for another Wellness Wednesday. Next week, my guest is Rachelle Ginsberg, who is one of our founding ambassadors and has an incredible story to share with us. And she's really been doing great stuff here for the last year or two now, 2 years I believe, with Live Ultimate. So she's going to share her story. And Monica is doing all Spanish presentations on Tuesday nights. So if you want to hear us in Spanish,
we can see
lost it.
No, we can see them. Yeah.
Yeah. So
There. All right.
yeah, we have a Spanish-speaking component to Live Ultimate too, and we'll have more languages soon too. The website's being translated to Spanish, so it's going to be a Spanish version soon. You guys have a Spanish community you work with down here
Actually,
in
one
Miami?
of my ambassadors was asking about that. If she can log in onto the Live Ultimate website in Spanish.
It's
Not
in
yet.
works.
Not
It
yet.
works, yeah.
Cool.
And Monica's translating, Paola's translating. Me and Rochelle, and we're kind of I don't know, we can't do that translation. We'll leave it to the experts. All right, so ladies, anything else you want to share with us today? Shout outs last second. I know we were shouting out some people before. Or any upcoming projects? I know this one's a big project. So
Yeah, this one we're super
Superfoods,
excited
yeah.
about. We just got the website up and running, so if anyone feels inclined, we'll drop the link below. Thank you, Brian, for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm so grateful to be here and part of this beautiful family and community.
Thank you guys for coming. It was
I
an
guess
honor.
if I can do one shout out.
Yes.
Shout out to my partner Miguel, who's in the Wall of Fame as well. We've been doing this journey together.
Tantric
It's been-
Shaman, right? This is
Yes,
Instagram.
with
Tantric
a K, Tantric with a K, Shaman.
Tantric Shaman.
And it's been such a blessing for us, and he's going to be having a cacao kirtan on October 22nd, outdoor space called Aguacate.
Oh, I've heard about Aguacate.
yeah.
I'm gonna be there. I'll be there.
Yeah, so more
On the
info on
22nd.
that, October 22nd, so thank
And
you.
you're gonna put that on your Instagram too for Superfoods?
It'll be on my personal one.
Personal.
Yeah.
What's your personal? Let's go through and do the personal Instagrams real quick. We didn't get a chance to do that.
So my personal Instagram is
Oh, are we losing time? All right.
Danny Soul _
So DANI.
DANI Soul SOUL _.
Awesome. Thank you, Danny.
Thank you.
Yes, mine is
I think I wrote it here. You do.
mine is Almond Milk Baby. Almond Milk BBBY. And then if you guys want to follow us for any events, we'll be posting the Crouton. We'll be posting a bunch of future events on our loveyourmother.official page. And then you could also follow the Superfoods for Superhumans to donate and to spread awareness and to help us, get this up and going.
Cool. And Heaven, your Instagram.
Yes, my Instagram is Heaven Holly, so it's at HEAVEN HOLLEY.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm so honored and grateful to be here, and thank you so much, Brian. Again, I'm so grateful truly
Yeah,
to
we'll
be
have you guys back in a couple months. That's what I
Yeah.
like to do with my guests is, every 3 or
I'd
4
love
months,
that,
get a
yes.
progress report, check
Yes,
in.
definitely.
All right. Okay, guys, ladies, it was amazing having you today. Happy Wellness Wednesday, everyone.
Bye, guys. Thanks for coming.
Finish out the September strong, and keep doing. What do we always say? Do your own research. Number 1, Live Ultimate. Check us
your
out.
labels.
Yeah, read your
Read
labels.
your labels.
Do your own research.
Take a
Don't
deep
take
breath
our word.
when you can.
Oh yeah, and breathe.
Breaths. Yes, I need to do more of those. All right, guys, we'll see you next week. Thanks for joining us. Paula, you mind hitting end for us? Have a great Wellness Wednesday, everyone. Bye.
Bye.